I'm going to transform this $5 barn sale chair using chalk style paint and the new IOD Paint Inlays. Yep, I'm going to paint the fabric. First, I need to prep my chair, so I remove all of the old trim and all of the old upholstery fabric. And I want a nice, smooth surface to paint. So I'm using a heavier muslin type of fabric. It has a tight weave, and I will staple that in place over the areas that I want to paint. The first step to painting the upholstery is to mix a watery solution of my chalk style paint with some water, maybe about half and half. Then I mist the surface of the fabric. I apply my paint solution. I'm using this watery solution and a wet surface so that the paint actually soaks down in. You don't want the paint sitting on the surface of the fabric. It would make it too stiff and crunchy. Now I'll repeat the process on the other side of the chair back.
Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight.
While the first base coat is drying, I'm going to go ahead and upholster the seat of my chair. This is the new IOD Paint Inlays. Totally new. Oh my gosh, I am so excited to use these. The new paint inlays are not transfers. They're actually highly pigmented, beautiful painted images that you lay into wet paint. They come packaged with 8 sheets. And what's really cool is, once you use it one time, you can use it another time, maybe a third time. I'll start by trimming away that edge. And then I'm gonna find the next one that fits with it. And there it is. This will be enough for me to do the back of my chair.
You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid.
I've already added a second coat of straight up chalk paint. Now this is my third coat. I want to apply it in a thick enough layer so that it remains wet. While the paint is wet, I take the inlay sheet and apply it pigment side down into the wet paint. Because this is a flexible surface, I won't use a brayer, but I'll use my hand to apply pressure to rub that inlay into place. I want to assure that I have good contact between the inlay and the wet paint. Now line up the second sheet and press that into place. For the next step, take a damp cloth and work that over the surface of the inlay until it becomes transparent again.
You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that
Now let the paint and inlay dry completely. No peeking. When your paint and inlay have dried completely, go back with that damp cloth and re-dampen the surface of the inlay. While the inlay is wet, gently peel it back from the painted surface.
Startled our eyes, we let go of disguise.
If you have any areas that need to be touched up, you can take a small detail brush, wet it, and move that pigment around to fill in any spaces. I actually prefer a more worn and rustic look, so I scuffed back the surface with a bit of sandpaper.
Dreamy, breezy, we go.
In this application, I'm going to seal my piece with wax. Keep in mind that the paint inlays can be reactivated when they get wet, so you'll want to apply that first coat lightly and quickly to seal it up. Then I can go back when it's dry and apply a second coat.
Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand.
I've also used some dark wax over the surface of my chair to create an even more distressed look. The last thing I did was add some GIMP to my chair to finish off the edges. No, actually the last thing I did was I decided that I wanted to paint my chair. I would highly recommend that you do this before you do any upholstery. So keep in mind, this is a brand new product with a totally different application. So give yourself some time, practice, and allow yourself the joy of discovering something new and the beauty of something that may be a little bit imperfect the first time you use the new IOD paint inlays. If you need help, please leave a comment below. I'm happy to help you in any way that you need as you discover this brand new product. And watch for my next few videos where I'm going to show you a really cool mixed media project and how I applied the other IOD paint inlay on a dresser. You can find the new IOD paint inlays at ellenjgoods.com or at our brick and mortar store in Medina, New York. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment below. You don't want to miss my next 2 paint inlay projects.